Al Pacino has done 3 movies for 2015, and I only liked one of them. Manglehorn wasn't it. The Humbling was odd and awkwardly funny at the first part, and then it got weirder. Danny Collins was a crowd pleaser, and I definitely recommend that one if you're looking for a good Pacino film from the last 5 years. Al Pacino plays A.J. Manglehorn, a locksmith who yearns for a lost love, Clara, and he hangs around with his cat Fanny. He occasionally spends time with his son, Jacob, played by Chris Messina, who reluctantly talks to his father. He doesn't treat his father with that much respect. Manglehorn also hangs out with a bank teller, Dawn, played by Holly Hunter, and he maintains a friendly relationship with her. There's also Gary, played by Harmony Korine, who's a lowlife that Manglehorn coached when his son was playing Little League. The story is a bore. It doesn't really start until maybe halfway through the movie, and the running time is only 1 hour and 37 minutes. The first half is dedicated to developing Manglehorn, and it's aimless altogether. When it gets to the second half, it gets interesting, but it's too late. However, this movie doesn't have an interesting plot development overall. The movie is all about character development, and it doesn't pay off. I mean, sure, his character does improve, but is it worth it to sit there and watch it stir? No, because unless you like to watch slow developments that don't have a decent payoff, time will be wasted on this mediocre movie. Manglehorn is a selectively isolated old man who is peculiar and eccentric. His characterization isn't enough to save this movie. There isn't much to say about the character since a good portion of acting is done with internal monologues and thoughts about Clara. Manglehorn isn't the most interactive character, and he appears delusional for much of the film. He is a harmless nut. Al Pacino's performance is quiet, and there's only one Pacino roar, and it takes place in the second half. It actually suits the situation, and it's not over the top. It's rightly timed fury. I can't say that this is a good performance, since it's a core element to this uninteresting movie. It does its job for what it is. I liked Chris Messina being contemptuous towards his father, and that relationship fit this movie. He's an unwelcoming, straight-to-the-point, successful businessman, and he grounds the movie in a much-needed reality, while Manglehorn is out of it. Harmony Korine as Gary is annoying, but that's his character. He's a loser, drug-addled, sleazy, quote-unquote, businessman. It makes no sense that Pacino vouches for him, since his son is a lot more successful than he is. Holly Hunter as Dawn is another likable character in contrast to Pacino's Manglehorn. She's bubbly and very approachable. It's obvious that she's normal compared to Pacino. It's kind of odd that Donnie wants to hang out with Manglehorn because he's so eccentric. But then again, she doesn't know what he's like at home. This independent film comes off as a pretentious film due to the casting of Pacino. It's as if David Gordon Green, the director, just left Pacino to do his own thing and hoped that something good would come out of it. You have to direct Pacino on what to do and make sure that the story fits and keeps its appeal. There are some delusions that Manglehorn sees that appear to be real, but the situation itself is surreal. For example, there's a sequence with a bunch of car accidents and watermelons representing the damage. If you can figure this movie out, then this might be a good addition. There are possible sound problems since this movie sounded a bit quiet. Also, the music doesn't stand out as a memorable score, but it does its job to fit the ambiance of a movie. This movie should have been named Ramblehorn because that's what Al Pacino does for the majority of this movie. He talks to himself and he's out of touch with reality narrations. I thought that this was going to be another critical hit for Pacino, but I thought way wrong. Manglehorn has an uninteresting plot combined with a purposely diluted performance. It spells a boring and confusing mess that has a few redeeming qualities that aren't worth experiencing.